Two-For Tuesday, May 26th. Hope everybody's having a good one. Wendy and I just coming at you live here on the Facebooks.
I have to correct you. It's Two-Fer Tuesday.
That
not
is, sorry.
Two-For Tuesday.
Two-For Tuesday. Anyway.
For our promotional materials.
Correct. That is the truth. So, all right. Anybody who's hanging out, hope they're doing well. And because we are, and this is a quick cheers to you. All right.
Cheers.
Oh. So, I'm back to drinking the Game of Thrones. The Game of Thrones whiskey is now on clearance.
Oh, is it? And it's pretty good, huh?
Well, yes, it's Johnny Walker whiskey.
For the clearance price.
For the clearance whiskey, it's made by the fine people at Johnny Walker, and it's got, obviously, if it's got Game of Thrones on it, I'm going to buy it. All right.
The marketer's dream.
Yes, that's right. Hey, I'll do it. I'm a George R. R. Martin super fan. I'll say I will. It's been 1 year since the Game of Thrones conclusion, too.
Aw. Feels longer than that.
It does. It does. But, I mean, this last 2 months feels like a year, I think. So, obviously, everything's a little wonky. Anyway, hope that everybody's having a good week. Hope
everybody had a nice long weekend.
Yes, if you did get to... some people have had a very long week. It's still not even over. Clearance booze is always tasty. Yes, Mark, and you get the first Patreon toast of the evening. 1, 2, 3, oofda.
Oofda.
And it's funny, I don't have my Sunspot background today because I accidentally deleted it. I was deleting a whole bunch of stuff.
Mike.
Yeah, and so I had to find something.
Cool, dude.
I had something else, so that's why. I actually don't have a big wall in my house. It just says Sunspot in the back. Even though it'd be pretty sweet if I was. And I also don't have like the, whatever this is, kind of.
I know it's sort of hypnotizing. Yeah, actually.
Like this,
I
don't have a big 80s dance party. I do have a big 80s dance party in my house sometimes, I have to say. So this is probably the closest thing it comes to actually how things go here most of the time. All right.
Well, I have a really my green screen. I made an exact replica of my studio.
Look at that. It's a perfect, I can't believe you got a picture that clear, Wendy.
I know. It's kind of a mess. You can see I have my decorations from the tinsel wall. I had to take those down to reconfigure and put up the green screen today.
All right.
Shh, don't tell anyone.
We won't tell.
Green screen. I want them to think that I'm on location for all of these things.
I won't tell a soul. Hey, what everybody do for Memorial Day? Let us know if you guys did something really fun or that you want to or not. If you want to share for Memorial Day. Just interested to see how everybody's doing it because Stu, is the last bottle of GOT booze lower in volume than the previous 7?
Ah, nice. Pretty good. Does it burn when it goes down?
All right. Stu gets the second Patreon toast of the evening. Stu, 1, 2, 3. Oofda to you.
Oofda. Hope you're doing well, Stu. Thanks for joining us. So.
Oh, Bart's got a quick one. Hold on. Sorry, Bart. Coming up for you. 1, 2, 3. Oofda.
Oofda. Yes, indeed.
Mark had a picnic outdoors with the family. That sounds nice.
Nice.
I did as well.
That's nice. I had a picnic. We had a picnic too. We well, actually, no. We did our grilling on Sunday because yesterday was the holiday.
Oh yeah.
But it was so muggy out.
Yeah.
I was just sitting there by the grill with the steamy humidity. That was good. That felt like summertime. Made me happy.
I was sitting by the kiddie pool yesterday. We set up a slide into the kiddie pool.
Dipping your toesies in there?
Yes. All right. Oh, Vic's on the watch party. Vic, to you, hope you have a good Memorial Day in Tejas.
What is up, Victor?
Megan, happy Tuesday. One more to Megan.
Happy
Tuesday to you, my friend.
Cheers. Oofda.
So, all right. Zach, nice to see you guys. I grilled on Sunday too, and I hate humidity. Yeah, we feel you, Zach.
Hey, Zach.
I totally understand. The thunderstorms the thunderstorms never came. They didn't come, did they?
I know. We heard like a couple little tiny thunder claps, but like nothing like they were predicting.
Terry grilled out yesterday. Was a nice breeze.
Got a sunburn.
Got a traditional Memorial Day sunburn. Man, I used to get the worst sunburns on Memorial Day from Bratfest. Because I'd hang out there all day, just get sunburned and wasted. That my wife would call me the rock lobster when I came home.
But yeah, you did make that kind of a tradition, didn't you?
Yeah, and Terry, you get a Patreon drink. 1, 2, 3, oofda.
2, 3, oofda.
Now, Vic did mention the lightning and the flooding. So that things have been pretty crazy down in Austin. So hope you guys are staying safe.
Oh no!
From more than the vid. Hope that you're avoiding. Hope you don't have to raft your way out.
I'm glad that you were able to avoid the getting struck by lightning thing. That would have really been a drag.
Raft all the way down to the Rio Grande. Abby, hello everyone. Hello Tuesday.
Abby, yes. Happy Tuesday.
And a 1, 2, 3, Abby.
Oof, to you.
Legit, what I was referring to. Crispy every year. Yeah.
Crispy.
That's how you do it.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah.
Kick off
anyway,
summer.
But the thing is, it is. I mean, summer's here. Zach, I miss Bratfest. Yeah. We miss Bratfest too.
I do.
Wendy, you missed it so much that you had to have some like Bratfest sausage or whatever, right?
Yeah. Well, we had the Johnsonville brats, and then we had a thing of Bratfest mustard.
That's okay.
So we brought it out in honor of the.
Yes. Anyway, so all that stuff. But Memorial Day weekend is usually a lot of fun to play and perform. And so this weekend or this year was different, but that just means that next year we'll have to make Memorial Day weekend 6 days, so we can keep the party rolling the entire time. And we had
indeed.
Sharon coming in from Minneapolis. Hope things are
What's
doing
up, Sharon?
all right in the Minnesota. 1, 2, 3, oofda to you, Sharon.
Oofda. Okay. So the video is uploaded, Mike.
Okay, fantastic.
Just a little quick notification.
All right, sounds good. So, we'll play a quick music video for you here, and while it downloads onto this is the magic of the internet, that it can just automatically download to my computer while we talk. Now, here's the thing, though. So the movie that this particular song is about was started trending on Amazon over the past couple of months. And the reason it started trending on Amazon is because now that the teenagers aren't going to school, those Zoom classes last about 2 hours or whatever. You know how much work. Like if I was a teenager, like I can't imagine I'd be working that hard for home all day or whatever. There's nobody to give you the attention.
You'd be the one that like records the video of yourself in a loop so it looks like you're sitting there paying attention
right.
on Zoom.
Yeah, of course. The kids can do it on their phone now.
Right.
But the thing is that, so there's this movie called Antrim, the deadliest movie ever made. And it's a found footage horror movie. And the idea is that these guys were working a movie in the 70s where they found a mysterious hole and gate in their backyard. And the gate was going to lead them, right to hell kind of thing. And then the movie, the idea is anybody that watches the movie is cursed. So bad things might happen to all the people watching the movie. And they put this out in a press release, and they played the gimmick, the whole thing. Even though if you go to the IMDb, you'll see that these are actors and there's a story credit and all these kind of things. So they did this whole thing in Antrim. But these websites, even Mysterious Universe, who I respect Mysterious Universe a lot, and my sainted sister writes articles for Mysterious Universe sometimes. And Nick Redvern, who we were just talking to 2 weeks ago, is a big writer there. They had one of their authors was like, "Is Antrim really the deadliest movie ever made?" And I'm like, what? So we had to do a podcast about it and talk about it because we knew it was fake, the gimmick. But the kids who are watching it now, that are stuck at home, that are watching Amazon instead of Zoom, they're like the idea is the Antrim challenge. Are these kids going to be cursed from watching the movie? And it's a ridiculous thing. So Antrim, which is this little movie that was only shown at a few European film festivals, is now making its way to the top of the Amazon charts. And when we talked about the movie last year on the podcast, after we did the episode, the producer of the film, now didn't he have a sweet name too, like Eric 13? Eric 13. Yeah. He called up and he left a long voicemail for us and everything like that.
That's right, yeah.
And he talked about the song we wrote that we're about to play. And he made a couple of jokes about us, and he busted our chops a touch.
It was nice that he paid attention.
Yeah,
he listened to the episode.
It's fun, and it's fun, and so it was fun to have the producer of this movie that is now trending on Amazon on our podcast last year when it originally came out. Now the thing is, I did watch a bunch of Antrim, and there's some
I haven't watched it yet, so no spoilers.
There's some quality there. It's a fun found footage kind of movie.
Okay.
And so, but the thing is it really the deadliest movie ever made? Like I saw it and I'm still alive. Could the same thing happen? Could the same thing happen to you? The thing is, something could happen right now. I could have a heart attack as we speak.
I mean, spoiler alert, we're all gonna die.
Eventually, right? The curse is we're all gonna die. But the thing is, we're like, okay, if you guys made the deadliest movie ever made, we're gonna have to write a cursed song. So we're going to have to go one up on you and write the deadliest song ever made. And so let me make sure this is downloaded to my computer here before we start it. But, Abby saw it. She said she's still here. Is it really you, Abby, is the question I wonder. But the thing is, let me just double check. Okay, it's going to take a minute to open. So I got to get the download, it's got to download.
Oh, right.
So
we're getting our process down. It's just that I always do my stuff too late, too last minute, and then panic.
It's all right.
But we're getting the file transfer.
Yes, as
the video, the co-creation of the videos.
All right.
It's getting streamlined.
And here we go. Looks like we're all set to go. So this is our stay-at-home version of the deadliest song ever made, based on this movie called Antrim. So I haven't even seen it yet. So I'm excited to see it. And the whole thing is if you're worried about it, you can put in earplugs or whatever right now, just in case something happens.
Yeah.
We don't want you to have a heart attack at your computer or whatever. If you're watching us in the bathroom, you don't be embarrassed like Elvis.
We want everyone being healthy.
Right.
And especially we don't want you to
Okay.
We don't want it to happen during our broadcast is what I'm saying.
The thing is, Wendy, we should have put up the Patreon link before we showed the movie.
Oh.
But instead we didn't. So the thing is, now we gotta take our chances. Here is the deadliest song ever made.
Man.
I know.
Cursed forever once you heard this track. There's just something so evil about this tune. It makes the living deceased to wear too soon. So listen at your own risk. You sealed your fate. This is the deadliest song ever made. Don't plug your ears, for it's too late. You've heard the deadliest song ever made. The sound of it can end your life early. Well, we're not This is the deadliest song ever made. Don't plug your ears, for it's too late. You heard the deadliest song ever made. Whoa, oh, 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 oh. This is the deadliest song ever made. Whoa, oh, 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 oh. You heard the deadliest song ever made, and now you're gonna die.
Sorry.
Oh God, I can't look. Okay, actually,
It doesn't really work without
right, it doesn't without the crowd.
With the non-live
No,
audience.
I just look, and I'm just looking at the camera, judging me, saying, "Have another taco, Mike."
Man.
Okay, that's the deadliest song ever made, based on the movie Antrim, the deadliest film ever made, that you guys can check out on Amazon right now. And then, Pamela, she still has a pulse. She's still alive. All right. Well, then, cheers to you, Pamela.
That's good. I'm glad, because hopefully we'll see you in the hangout.
Patreon
tonight.
hangout
The
coming out in a
Patreon
little
hangout.
bit. Terry, still alive and disappointed. Welcome to me waking up every day.
Oh my God.
Abby, great job. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks for watching. So we had some guesses as to the location. The
Yes.
first location was Mark Johnson got correctly, and
Paris.
Bart also. That was from Paris in the catacombs. And Sunspot Catacombs. So does anybody want to take a guess as to the second location?
Location number 2. Location.
Numéro 2. Location. We'll give you a minute to get your guesses in before we reveal.
Terry saying hi, Ben. No.
Spooky location.
Yeah, that's where Ben's in the catacomb. We had him behind us.
Oh, but no, Ben's in the watch party.
Oh, Ben's in the watch party. All right.
Pull him in.
All right, we should Skype him. Ben,
Pull him in.
if you want to get on, Ben, you can just call me on Skype, and I'll add you to the call.
Yeah.
But you can see Wendy and Ben and I playing live together. Actually, this will be the first time we're performing live together. We're going to be at the 7 at 7 for the Crystal Grand Music Theater feed on Saturday night. And so far they've had Scott from Saving Abel and Tantric was last week, and Michael Alexander from Big Whiskey was a couple of weeks ago, and then Rick Monroe from the Rick Monroe Band from Nashville, Tennessee was on. So we are going to be joining them at the 7 at 7 at the Crystal Grand Music Theater on Saturday night, based out of the lovely Wisconsin Dells area. So that'll be fun, and so that'll be the first time we're actually all in the same room since this whole thing began.
It's gonna be so weird. We're gonna be like,
yeah, I'm gonna have to stop farting.
You are,
because
please.
now I just go
I'm gonna see you guys in 3D. I'm so used to seeing you as like just little 2D in your rectangles.
Yeah, well, I mean, over the quarantine, I think I got a little more 3-dimensional than I did in the past.
Oh, I think I did too.
Okay, so so that's going to be a lot of fun to be working with Chris. Okay, and
we'll also be back on Thursday.
That's
with
right.
Ben
We'll be back with Thursday
on our Thirsty Thursday live
and we have
with Sunspot
and a couple new
here
tracks for
on
you.
Facebook. Yeah.
So that's what's going on. As far as the other stuff, if you guys have any requests for songs that you want us to hear play all together, that might be good on the 7 at 7 from the live stream. Of course, we'll share that with everybody. But if anybody has any specific requests, make sure you either put them in the chat or you can DM them, stuff like that, to us, and we'll make sure that we get them to you. Because we had 7 songs to pick. We want to make sure they're songs you like. Like, I would probably just pick obscure covers. No, I wouldn't. We don't even know any obscure covers because, why? What's the point of playing a cover if nobody knows it?
Right. Even some of the covers we do, some people are like, I really like that song of yours. It's like,
if we
sorry,
want to play,
not ours.
If we want to play a song that nobody knows, we'll just play our songs. And
Nice.
those seem to do the trick just fine.
Yeah. Well, and if we're only doing 7 songs, I mean,
Yes,
you know,
that's fair.
let's keep. I'd rather keep them Sunspot songs
You know-
personally.
Hey, I'm interested to hear what kind of music the people have been listening to lately. As far as what kind of bands, because one thing is that I've been trying to, work out a lot during this whole thing.
Walk it out.
I've been trying to not to work on my muscles and everything, so I look beautiful for you next time you see me in the persons. But, so I'm trying to listen to a lot of new music. So if you guys have any favorite bands that you might think like, hey, this is a great band, I would love to hear it. The band that I've been listening to that I did not know of before is a band called Baroness.
I've heard of them.
I've been listening to a ton of Baroness lately, and I'm like, boy, that's a cool band. And so I think they're a really great band. Wendy, any particular band you've been listening to a lot?
Not really, because I've just been like, I'm working so much on stuff all the time. So when I'm not working on stuff, then usually it's meditation or podcasts or other which is really sad, I realize. But yeah, there's this, like, I don't know, I've been catching some of the live streams from our friends' bands. And,
Sure.
But yeah, I'm open to suggestions. If people have bands they
Bart
like.
says Unleash the Archers are awesome. Okay.
Oh, yeah, he brought that up in another hangout.
Sounds good. We'll have to check out Unleash the Archers. For requests,
that out.
Bart's like the Momo song was super cool. I don't know if the Momo song, I don't know if
Bart.
we can get it together for Saturday because we haven't played that since we wrote it. But that's a cool idea.
It's a good one to put on our list to work on for live.
Terry, Saturday Night Gospel. That's a good pick.
Excellent.
For Saturday night. Obviously, Saturday night would be a great time to play Saturday Night Gospel. Ginger would be great. I assume Wendy would like it.
Nice.
Stu, are you familiar with the UK band Haken? They have a song called Paradolia, prog metal outfit. If your song's gonna be called Paradolia, you better be a prog metal outfit. Number one.
That's awesome.
Because I see faces in the 7/8 time signature. But I love that name for a song too. The Who is my current thing. Mongolian hard rock. The HU. Oh my God.
That's funny.
I love that so much. I love that so much. Ned over in the watch party requested Arthuriana.
Oh.
And we do have an acoustic version of that. In fact, the acoustic version of Arthuriana we developed was when we played 6 states in one day. So to do that, we couldn't do a full electric show in each state. We'd only played.
Yeah, how did we do that? I'm trying to remember.
With the keyboard. We had a Bluetooth speaker,
that's right.
and then we had the keyboard
Yeah,
going
no, I
out.
remember the speaker.
Yeah, and so we brought so the thing is, of course, to do an acoustic show, we had the violin out, the acoustic guitars out, and the whole deal. And so we did 6 states in one day. Some of you knew us during that time, some of you didn't. This was back in September of 2013. And what we decided to do was see how many states we get to in 24 hours and actually play a little show. And I was picked up by some local media and even some like national indie music media, and that was cool. And we started in La Crosse, Wisconsin, which if you guys aren't familiar with Wisconsin geography, for those that aren't, La Crosse is on the Mississippi River, on the border of Wisconsin and Minnesota. And so we started in La Crosse, Wisconsin, on this bluff out there at dawn. And so we played 3 acoustic songs on there, and we live streamed the whole thing. So we had cameras running the entire time. And then we jumped in our van, drove over to Minnesota, played at the Winona, Minnesota Farmers Market, which is on the other side of the Mississippi River, at like 7:30 or something like that. Or maybe it was 9. Then we drove down to Iowa, which was maybe an hour and a half away, to Dubuque. And we played on the, Wendy, I never know how to say this, the funicular, right?
Funicular, yeah.
The funicular, which is a funicular is an elevator that goes down a mountain. I think there's a couple of James Bond movies that have them. Wendy, what's another example?
It goes up the mountain.
It goes up the mountain, but right, it doesn't go just down. Going down the mountain. And so we did the funicular in Dubuque. Go ahead.
Yeah. But what's cool about it is like two cars, and well, one's going down, then one's going up. They're like tied on a cable or something like that, so that it's really cool.
I didn't realize that. I thought it was just an
vertical train.
It's a vertical train. That's like a sky train.
Yeah.
In Iowa.
No, because it's not in the sky.
All right, I'm just kidding. It's a mountain train. So,
yeah.
Wait,
but
Iowa is flat.
Where climb up that big ass bluff?
Where is the mountain, Terry? That's a good point. It's on.
It's a bluff.
It's a bluff. It's along the Mississippi River. And then we drove all the way across. We left Iowa. We drove all the way across Illinois, and we went to Indiana, and played on. No, we went to Michigan and played on the sand dunes in Michigan at like the Sand Dunes National Park there. And that was at sundown. Then drove over to Indiana and played at a lighthouse in Indiana, and then drove to Chicago to play at the Millennium Park under the bean, that silver bean you see sometimes in Chicago, to play there before midnight. So we started at 6 a.m. and with our first state, Wisconsin, in La Crosse, and ended our last state in Chicago like right before midnight. We only got through 2 songs before the Rangers or whoever, the police, were like, you have to get out of here because the park's closing. And then Wendy started a fight with the cops, and it was scary. She doesn't take shit from
scary
nobody.
for them.
And Stu, I think my friend Paul Roberts caught your set during that tour. Yes, he did, Paul.
He did.
Paul was out in Chicago.
He was at the Beam. Awesome.
It was crazy. It was crazy. Yes, Brenda, Dubuque has one.
It was so great.
Dubuque was where we were going up and down the mountain.
Yeah.
So anyway, but the thing is, so Ned asked for an acoustic version of Arthuriana, and I just want to say that we do have an acoustic version of Arthuriana, and we developed it for that particular thing. Because once we were done with that entire 6 states thing, we then went out for some beers in Chicago at midnight or whatever, because we couldn't resist. Then drove home to Madison, got home about like 4:30. Oh. And then the next day we were playing at the Majestic Theater in Madison, opening up for Andrew WK, and that's when we released our CD. Or actually, that's when we released the Arthuriana. The Arthuriana, like that was the EP release, was that day?
Oh, the EP.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the CD release we opened up for Ash.
Wasn't it? Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm confusing those 2 shows.
I know it was the EP release because on the way back from Chicago, we burned like 150 CDs in the van.
I remember, yeah.
So we do have an acoustic version of Arthuriana in the hopper for you, Ned. Let's see if we can make it sound good for Saturday night. Oh boy, I love those requests, especially when you don't request shit like Boogie Shoes or something like that, but like real Sunspot songs that we can be like, oh, I'd like to work on that. Do you ever have, what I forgot about, Wendy, because we haven't played in front of a crowd in so long, is like when people come up to you on stage and then they like try to talk to you and request a song in the middle of another song.
Oh, while you're performing? Yeah, that's great.
Like in the middle of a guitar solo, like, just because I'm not singing doesn't mean I want to speak to you. Well, you guys are different. Just because I'm singing doesn't mean I want to speak to somebody who's going to come up and request. And it's never anything good. Like, nobody can request, like, oh, I really love, and it's like, oh, it's a song I really love, too. It's always, like,
nice.
Some, like, radio song that I totally hate. Like, can you guys play,
horrible cover
can you guys play Puddle of Mud? And I'm like, I don't know. Can I hit you with my guitar? No. Your answer is no, so is mine. Brenda, sounds like a great rock band bus trip. Sign me up. It was a great day. It really was a great day. Mark Johnson, and the third day you slept. Hells yes. On the third day I slept after that one, especially after the Andrew WK concert at the Majestic, because we went all buck wild. I mean, there was one point, like when we were all on stage, and I think like 20 other people with Andrew WK, just everybody was just rocking out, going nuts.
I think it was just you on stage.
You weren't on stage? You come on, you were on stage.
No.
I think I have a picture.
No. I was on stage. That was at the Barrymore.
Yeah, but then at that show at the Majestic, like I know I was on stage.
No. I know you were, but I wasn't.
Oh, well, when
Not during Andrew. I mean, I was during our set.
me right. Well, me and Andrew missed you.
No, I was probably taking pictures of you.
I couldn't help going
Laughing.
buck wild. Oh, Bart's requesting Freebird. That sounds good, Bart.
Bart.
There's no thumbs down icon that I can do. There's no. I can't. Why? I don't know why I can't do a thumbs down. Actually, I could do a thumbs down if I found a picture right now, but I'm not gonna. Pretend.
Oh my gosh.
Pretend is a good call, Terry. That is a fun. That is a fun song.
Yeah, good choice.
Gotta throw a Hondo on the bucket. Yeah. Well, maybe not a Hondo. Like, we're not that good of a band. But for a request, if they throw a 10 spot or whatever, like, then it
Right.
gets, like, well,
If
we'll
you
talk
do that-
about it.
Mike will talk to you while he's playing.
Yeah, right. If you throw a Hondo on the bucket. If you throw a Hondo on the bucket, then we just walk out. Like, sure, I'll play a song for you in the
my
parking
God.
lot. Anyway, we do enjoy. It's not that we're opposed to covers. It's just that we're better at our own songs. Like
No.
some bands are really good at covers, and
Also-
we're not.
It's a good thing to ask, like, on break or something, not during,
Yeah. of course.
in the middle of it. Like, even in between songs, if you must. But, like, during the song, come on.
Yeah.
That's...
Hondo required for Freebird. I'm positive that is the law.
Oh, that's awesome.
Agreed. Obviously, that's agreed.
Yeah. that's
Ryan,
fair.
Eat Out My Heart is the first song I heard of yours on Z104 before I ever live.
Oh, wow.
That's pretty good.
That's
Well,
amazing.
you know, that's because so Ryan's up in central Wisconsin, like
I was
the,
gonna say.
the gateway to up north.
So not the Z104 in Madison. I was going to say they would never play our...
The Z104 up in Wausau. And we had a friend who used to come see us cameo, and she worked at the radio station, so she'd always pump our stuff, and even got us like a sweet spot playing at Noah's Ark in the Wisconsin Dells,
That was so much
where we
fun.
played at like the top of the wave pool.
Except the only thing was, there was that beehive that was like...
Oh, I got
you
stung
had to go
twice.
through. Yeah, Mike got... Like, the sound guy got stung. You had to go through the beehive to get onto the stage, so it was like a little obstacle. Like, only the survivors of the beehive.
Right, could make it. So I got
Play.
stung. And
Yeah,
then
that
we
was
went to
horrible.
the, but the thing is that day was awesome because we played at Noah's Ark during the day, and then we all just went to the water park for a couple hours and then partied and stuff. And then we drove back to Madison, and then we played on the Union Terrace, like right on Lake Mendota. So we get to play at something awesome. Like if you're a kid, it's a dream to play at Noah's Ark. When you're in college, it's a dream to play on Memorial Union Terrace. And we get to do both in one day. And so,
And it was awesome because Ben had his wireless guitar, and he went through the beehive, down off the stage, and into the wave pool. So he was like waiting while he was playing.
While he was playing, it was pretty good. It was pretty good. And
Yeah.
you know, when I think about that day, that was like, you know, you play a day, it's like we were in the Make-A-Wish Foundation for us kind of thing. It felt like we won.
Nice.
Melody, hi Melody. Hope you're doing well. Hope everybody's going well up north. You and
Hey, Melody.
Jimmy. Ryan,
Hey, Wausau.
I prefer your originals. Hey,
Oh, good. Thank you.
that's good because we do those better than we do the other ones. And so
We prefer to play those.
yeah. You know, I mean, a good cover band is a great time and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
It's just like
Yeah.
you have to have like great female singer, great male singer. You can have two guitarists. You want to have a keyboard player. You're not going to be able to get this, you know, like three people. We'd be like Rush covers. We're really good at Rush covers or Nirvana covers. You know, it's you know, with three people, we're stretching our cover abilities.
Yeah.
All right. Well, for the last few minutes, if you guys have any questions, thoughts, ideas, anything like that for this Thursday, or more ideas for Saturday night, where we're going to be on the Crystal Grand Theater, 7 at 7. And the Crystal Grand's a great theater. We've ZZ Top. Yes, we could totally do a ZZ Top song.
Oh.
And when Ben and I were growing up, we used to jam on LaGrange for like a half an hour because you can just go on LaGrange and do it. Yeah. And funny enough about LaGrange, so In the van, we've talked about the road mania before. You get the road mania when you spend 10 hours in the van with two other people, and instead of strangling each other, you just make up dumb jokes and things like that to make it fun. And you start getting slap happy at a certain point. And so we'd always call it, I get the road mania, because you get to the venue, and as soon as you start talking to normals at the venue, they're like, huh?
They think you're nuts because
you're like talking
you're
in
like,
voices.
You're inventing characters because you're so bored with each other from spending so much time together.
Right.
It's like, okay, all right, I know, Mike. Yes, I know that story. You've told it 10 times. I know what you had for breakfast every day this week. Like, okay, let's invent a character.
It has to be.
And then we had like Mr. Roboto, and we had like the sad Scotsman, and
wasn't it a sad Italian?
Oh yeah,
an angry Scotsman. Weird. Who'd have thunk that?
But he was always crapping his kilt.
My kilt! It's brown. It's a brown tartan. No,
my gosh.
So like we'd have these stupid things, and like why was I talking about this?
You were talking about LaGrange.
Okay, right. So one day when we're in the van, we're just like LaGrange comes on, we're laughing about it because he's got that voice. He puts like he puts that voice on.
Walking down a hand all day.
and we're like, what if instead of every time you were laughing at something, instead of like you're talking to somebody, you just went and so then the next like 2 hours, that's all we did. When somebody would tell a joke, like you'd start to laugh normal, you realize you were laughing normal, and then you'd be like and then we get to the venue, we're talking to people, they say like something funny, or you'd laugh to make it socially, like
right.
But then you do that to regular people, and they're like, you're fucking nuts. And they're right. Like, I'm not questioning their nutsness.
Yeah.
Or
true.
Their opinion.
It is a special kind of insanity.
Right. So that's why
investors in the van.
LaGrange always makes us laugh, because it's like, what if we just laughed like that permanently?
Try it sometime.
Yes.
If you feel like
try it with
amusing yourself.
Try it with your boss. Like your boss tells you a joke.
Great idea.
You should do it whenever your boss tells you an inappropriate joke. Have you ever worked with somebody who's completely inappropriate?
Oh, yes. Yes.
And I'm not talking about like in a band situation, because in the entertainment world, like so many people are completely inappropriate that it's just not even, you don't even think about it. In the entertainment business. Melody, real quick question. Any chance of your music being made available to use our guitar class, even if it's only a chorus?
Oh,
guitar class, you can
that's a great idea.
You can use whatever you like. I would say that if you have certain questions about chords or things like that, just ask Ben.
Yeah. And he's a teacher, so...
Yeah, he's a teacher, so he should know this.
Have show you.
Yeah, I'm not guy that know. Like, even ask me, I'll be like, the chord is the loud one. But you want to ask a music theory guy like Ben, it sounds good. So, but if you ever like work with somebody who's completely inappropriate, then the way you get around it is by laughing like you're in LaGrange. So he tells you a dirty joke or something like that, or says something that is mildly inappropriate. You're just like, and then all of a sudden he won't tell you an inappropriate joke again. So that's
either that or he fires you.
Right. Either that or you lose
either way,
your job.
you'll have to deal with him again.
Right.
His bad inappropriateness.
And if you have to work with somebody like that, then maybe you don't want to be there. And
probably not.
Maybe the spirit of Billy Gibbons will help you through. Pamela, I've got background in theater. Everyone was inappropriate. Oh yeah.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Yeah, because everybody's changing clothes together. Like they're gonna be like there's already like, well, I've seen you in your underwear, so I can obviously tell you a joke.
It is true. It's similar to the band thing, though. You're like together with these people all the time, so you're very familiar, and you know what offends who, and you can be a little bit riskier with your.
Sure. Now, Melody, if you need sheet music, that might be better. Like if you have a specific song you're interested in, then we can probably find some sheet music for you or make it. So that is something we could probably do. So just send a DM to me or Ben. Not that Wendy doesn't know sheet music, but like the drum. Hey, drummers.
I don't play notes.
I hit. Yeah, on drummers. on drummers, the sheet music has an X on it. They're like, no, it's fuck it. I am that inappropriate person. Well, cheers to you, brother. Right? Right. I have no,
There it is.
like, I can't be like, well, I'm the appropriate. Now, I guess now that I'm kind of old, I'm somewhat less, you get away with
Crass?
Yeah, you get away with less when you're old. Like when you're 20 years old, people expect you to be a little wilder or whatever. And when you're 40, when you're 43 and you make some kind of joke or whatever, it's a different vibe. So we'll see.
Hadn't noticed.
I guess my vibe hasn't changed around you guys. That's fair enough.
No, I was saying when I'm that way, I haven't noticed anybody acting like it's wrong.
Sure. Well, not that anybody. I feel different about it. Like you feel like a certain thing when you're young. You're like, yeah, whatever, man. I don't care. You're a stuffy old bastard. And now it's like, wait, I'm the stuffy old bastard. So just it changes, like your whole, it's just your life changes.
Yeah.
All right. So okay, Terry, I was fairly appropriate until 50. Now screws are tightened. Deal with it.
There you go.
Terry's like, I'm off. No, I was
in the give zero club.
I hate to be like that. Like the older I get, the less. But the thing is, I think about when I was in my 20s, I was working at a TV station, and I'd never make like dirty jokes to the crew or anything like that. But I would say things like, to the stoner that was running the camera 3 or whatever, I'd be like, hey, Cheech. He wasn't Hispanic. I'd be like, hey, hey, Cheech, because I realized he was high at work. And I'd be like, hey, Cheech, keep the camera on, keep the camera in focus or whatever. And you just say things to make people laugh or try to get a better reaction out of them when you have to say something negative. So you'd use the joke to kind of offset the fact that you were criticizing them so they wouldn't feel like you were punishing them. I like that young Mike sounds like a member of the Little Rascals. I was a member of the Little Rascals.
Nice.
Obviously I was Spanky.
Oh gosh.
Ooh, still inappropriate. Still working on it. Have you ever looked up that word?
Which word? Spanky?
Spanky? I'm pretty sure you're looking at it.
Oh no.
I've never been appropriate. Well,
see, then you got.
Then you don't have to worry about it. You don't have to worry about it.
Exactly.
When I had a life in the corporate world, like I would, like all my jokes, like I started dad jokes super early. Like I'd be like, when I would still want to make a joke, but instead it would be like a bad pun or something like that, and it wouldn't even be any edgy whatsoever. And then I'd see people like just make super edgy jokes, and I'd be like, you're going to get fired. And then people did get fired.
Oops.
So, that was for Sharon. But now I am no longer in the corporate world. So when it comes to rock and roll, anything goes, but I still don't want to hurt your feelings.
Yeah. Anything goes.
Yeah. And anything's going to go on our Patreon hangout, and that's going to be in 10 minutes. So
that's uncensored.
Not that this is that censored, but what are we going to censor? We don't have to say it anyway. But that's because I'm not usually mad at people. Except today, I'm mad at Facebook. I'll talk about that in the Patreon hangout.
Oh no!
And
I'll also hear it from Mike about it.
I also finally saw Rise of Skywalker this weekend, and I want to talk about with you Star Wars people. I want a discussion.
You mad about that too?
I think we need to be frank. I think we need to be frank about Star Wars, and so maybe we'll talk about that in 10 minutes. Okay, so if you guys like the kind of things we talk about, that are appropriate or at least inappropriate enough that you're here, please look at patreon.com/sunspotmusic. We're about to go hang out with our Patreons in a hangout.
Yes.
We do that every month.
Set up for that.
The more Patreons we get, the more hangouts we can do. And the more cool things we can do, like working with the green screens and stuff like that. Today, when Wendy and I both have green screens, we put Ben in a green screen, we never have to be in the same room again. That kind of thing. And
Mike, you can pass gas freely.
Oh, right. That's what.
Wait, you already do that.
Hey, I'd like to think that
when we're around.
I'd like to think, as my diet has improved over the years, also has my flatulence. So we do not need to talk about this in something that my mother can see. But anyway.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to embarrass you.
I also didn't mean to spill the beans. Like I said, the dad jokes.
Thanks for
the
joining
dad
us,
jokes
friends.
come fast and furious. So if you guys like the stuff we're talking about, please check out patreon.com/sunspotmusic. For the people who are already at patreon.com/sunspotmusic, we will see you again in 10 minutes. Everybody, stay cool, stay safe. Hey, stay positive. Right? A lot of crazy shit's going down. So the thing is, keep your head up no matter what, and we're gonna come out at the end and party hard. And
Take your vitamins.
Say your prayers, work out, just like the Hulkster said. Well, not everything the Hulkster said can we go with. But say your, take your vitamins, say your prayers, working out. That's what we can go with. See you guys in the Patreon Hangout. See everybody else Thursday night.
Love you. Bye.